Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Goosebumps, the Headless Ghost. And this is one of my all-time favorite episodes. It's so good. It's so creepy. The music, the location, like the events that goes on, and like the twist at the end that you don't see coming. That was amazing. So, and speaking of locations, there's a person in Canada. They have a YouTube channel because Goosebumps was filmed in Canada back in the 90s. And this person's actually went around like all around Canada and has found some of the locations which was filmed in Goosebumps. And one of them is the Headless Ghost Manor place. That's just so awesome and freaky, man. Like, you never really take the think about that because most places aren't filmed like on the studio. Some are like actually in like location and stuff. Okay, so this one starts off back in like the old days, when the settlers first came in here and they colonized America and stuff. There's a little boy and he's looking for this ghost. His mom comes in and she tells him like, stop looking for this ghost, no such thing, and go to bed. And the boy, like, he applies, but he's still looking for that ghost. Then all of a sudden you see the boy's shadow, and then you see like this other shadow of what looks like a sea captain with these bony hands, and it's coming towards the boy, and he screams. So this was a narration told by like this museum type dude who works for this like manor that's kind of like a haunted house type thing. And he tells the story of how this ghost sea captain, he goes around and he kills people, he takes their heads and stuff. And like, so, or he paints their picture or some crap like that. But anyway, he took the little boy's head. Anyway, while he's telling this story, we see Dwayne. He's the main character of this show, one of them. And there's like a little girl, and we see this creepy monster hand coming from underneath a table and grab her. She freaks out, right? And then it's revealed to be like a teenage girl underneath with curly hair named Stephanie. And the man who works there, he pulled her up and um, he tells her like, you're not allowed to be here. I'm kicking you out. Come back when you learn to be mature and stuff like that. Stephanie is the little teenage girl who's pulling the pranks. She loves pulling pranks on people. And her and Dwayne, they're like best friends. They do like everything together. He's more laid back and more skittish and doing stuff. And so they talk about going back there the next like night or whatever. I think she gets pissed. I don't know if she gets pissed this time or she gets pissed the next time, but at some point she does take snow and she throws it at the door. I think that's the second time. And like when she hits the door, there's like a little door knocker of a gargoyle, and their eyes glow green and stuff. At this point, Stephanie's body is like half gone because she's now in the painting, and Otto's like only just a little bit more, and you'll be a permanent like part of this like house and stuff. Dwayne comes in, like he sees that this half is Stephanie, so he takes something out of water, paint, or paint thinner, and he just throws it on the canvas. It washes away, and Stephanie's back whole. Otto is pissed. And he screams at them in a ghostly kind of way. They take off running down the steps, out the door. Here he is just flying through the air fast as he can, catching up with them. And they bust through the door and they just take off. And then he comes through the house door and he's just like, and stuff. I'm like, oh man. So then the next day we see like a husband and wife, an older couple. And they're now looking at the manor house, the Hill house. And Otto is there in regular clothes and he's selling it to him. As soon as they go in the house, he turns and looks at the camera and winks. Well, he don't really wink. He like stares in a kind of like in a way, you know, and then he closes the door and the gargoyle eyes like glow green. I cannot express how much awesome this is. The twist, the suspense, the stories of the ghosts and everything. Like, it's just like great and I love it and stuff. Oh man, I really miss Goosebumps. And Goosebumps is so much better than Creeped Out. Like, I finally watched the second season of Creeped Out. And my main problem with that is like it starts off cool, but it ends flat. And not only that, but they always give you like a moral lesson in each episode. You don't want to learn no moral lesson when you're watching horror. You want to be scared. Like, why do I want to like learn a lesson for? So even though it won and got nominated for like awards and crap, like I said, it still got canceled after 2 seasons. Who wants to learn a lesson when you want to be scared and stuff, you know? Okay, now I remember the story Otto was telling the guest about the sea captain. Talked about how he had a wife and that he caught the sea captain caught the wife like cheating on him and stuff like that. So, and then he died of like a broken heart because his woman like left him for another person. So, the book is much different, much different than that the television show. Personally, I liked everything that happened in the TV show a whole lot better. I mean, I like and respect R.L. Stine, but the TV show did it more justice. So, in the book, Seth, he's not a ghost. He's actually just the nephew of Otto. Also, I don't believe Otto was like the sea captain ghost, because the sea captain ghost vanished like before the events of like, you know, the house and stuff like that. But Otto is in fact a ghost, just not the sea captain ghost. And so like the whole story with like the ice cream and Seth, that I guess was just made up for the show, but it was so much more interesting than him just being his nephew. Also, there's a character named Edna who is omitted from like the show. And Andrew is like, he's so much meaner in the episode, but he's a little bit nicer in like the book. Also, Stephanie and Dwayne, they're nicer to Otto in the book. Also, they just don't pull pranks on Hill House. They pull pranks on everybody in the neighborhood. In the book. Let's see what else. Oh, the ending is totally different. Like, so when Andrew finds his head, the kids just like leave. That's it. The ghost doesn't like chase them, nothing like that. Also, the sea captain's wife, she fled when her husband just never returned. Also, months later, Dwayne and Stephanie, they decided to go back to Hill House just for like one last time, you know. after they got after the events happened and stuff. So like a police tells them, oh, this place has been shut down. Then they discover Otto just like a regular old ghost. And so like yeah, like the television show is just like a whole lot more interesting. Like with Andrew, when he finds the sea captain ghost in the TV show, he finds it in his room, but he actually finds it in another room in like the book. And so, like, I just can't believe like how the television show just ended up being like so much better than like the book and stuff. It was one of those adaptations that like I'm so glad it was like loosely based off of. That wasn't that spooky. All right, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.